In the morning when we come to school, we line up outside the classroom and wait until everyone arrives. Then we knock on the door and go in. And then we put our bags in the cubby holes and then sit down. This is our schedule. Every day we changed it, and the pictures will help you know what you're doing, and math is for the blue chart over there, and the reading is in the green chart. This is our dispositions, and every morning we choose a different one, and when Miss Shortridge sees somebody doing it, then she gives them a token. We've been doing self-directed a lot, and being self-directed is doing something before somebody tells you to do it, and doing something creative.
This is our class contract. Remember the talk zones? The talk zones, and treat others like family. So we're like family all together, and do our personal best means do the best we can.
In math, we first do a math warm-up so that we can get started. And then after that we have all these math rotations. This table 1, that's table 2, that's table 3, that's table 4, that's table 5. And we also have a place where we put all our math things. And all the math things are here. This is a math reference book. So if you need help with stuff, it'll help you learn what's going on. So all these things are for all the tables. Miss Shortridge tells us what to do, but she does not put all the things on the tables. We have to pick them up and put them next to on the place they're supposed to be, so that we can do our activities.
This is my math book, and I like working on math because I like numbers, and I like using numbers to make a new type of number. So, like, this is 20. Miss Shortridge puts one number in one of these. So, like, she made this, and she also made this. So after she puts one number, and I have to guess, like, if it's going down, it's going 10 plus. The teacher usually works at this table, and this table is usually table 1. And we usually use our math book, and the teacher usually sits at this side of the table when she's teaching, and sometimes she starts us teaching up here, and she goes and she lets us come up and do answers. Miss Shortridge usually tells about what we're doing first, and when you're wrong and you're done, she checks over and goes over it with you if you're wrong, and if you're right, she gives you harder ones.
In literacy, we do these rotations, and we have to do fantastic five. We do so many connection, reading to self, and wow, wonder words, and listening to reading, and reading
Hi, today we're going to talk about reading Roomba. In reading Roomba, you have to have 4 people and sit in a square. And you gotta make sure that you are touching knee by knee, and one person has to read and the other person has to summarize. And you also need to pick the right book for your partners.
And for example, you have to make a square in the middle, knee to knee, knee to knee.
And then you read 3 sentences or 1 page.
And then the person summarizes.
You have meet your match. Stanley Lamb Chop called down the hallway to his younger brother Arthur. Arthur snorted and stomped his foot. My dinner is right, said Carl. Their friend from next door who had slept over Stanley knew that he meant.
So like Stanley is calling his brother, younger brother Arthur, through the hall, and now I read.
And I'm gonna tell you about one thing about literacy, reading to self. So you have to you have to pick one book over here. You can pick one book here or in here. For example, I picked this book, and then I just get a pillow, and then we just sit wherever we want, and then we sit down, and then we just read this book quietly. But when the teacher says you have to stop, you have to get your writing book over here, and then you have to write what you read in the story, and we can write whatever we want in it, and we can share it. Over here's our list, and we can share what we wrote in it, and we can write whatever we want. And over here we have our wow rules, and you have to write the whole time. Stay in one spot, work quietly, picture what you will write, tell it as a story, write it in words, underline the words you don't know how to spell. And that's how we do WOW. And WOW is part of Reading Cafe. And WOW is one of my favorite subjects I do in Reading Cafe.
This post-it is for the children that is doing after the person that is in the computer, and when the person in the computer is done, and this names this student can come here and do the tumble books. And in the tumble books, you can do story reading, read-alongs, and tumble TV, and non-fiction books, and language learning, and puzzle and games. If you go to story books, you can read many books in the tumble books, and most of them are story books. In the Reading Cafe, listening to reading, you can read only one story in the computer, and after that, you can call the person here and do the summary and connector. After reading, you do a summary. You read the book, and then you write the most important thing from the book. The teacher checks and see that you read the book.
When you do a connector, you make sure that you write the title, the author, and the date. And if you're done reading, you write the page number, and you have to write down what it reminds you of.
The words are wonder because we broke the words and tried to find their meanings.
Wonder words, you can connect them. They're different
words and you can connect them to make even a bigger word.
So the words that we have to join are called wonder words, like re plus sign plus is equals to resigned.
Like you can, the main word is always sign, and if you put D on the beginning, it's gonna make a word design. There is also words sign always needs to be in the middle, like re plus s plus sign plus ment equals resignment.
In our class, we have lots of different jobs, and my job is to be in student council. I was in student council because I made a presentation and presented to the whole class, and you have to vote the person you think who was who could be great in student council. So we try to help everyone with everything and try to make ISM a better place.
We are library experts, and to be a library expert, you have to write a letter to Miss Shortridge and Miss Pat.
And then they have to vote who is going to be the 2 librarian experts.
And when you're a library expert, you have to sort out the books in the library and help show people where the books are.
In the blue book, I choose the goals for the week. I choose the goals not too easy and not too difficult. I show my goals to my parents. In the end of the week, I write if I accomplished the goal.
Home school connector. There's 2, one is big and one small, but the big one. So there's one's like my reading log. You have to write every day, or not really, but you have to write what did you read it, and your author, and how many pages did you read, and your parent's signature. Once a week, we do a summary or connection, and you write it,